company is partner, because one day they are going to run away. Either you will be fed up or they'll be fed up, which happened, and they lost a lot of money. So even now in Punjab, Chandigarh, Himachal, if some big project is there, when I say big project, I mean even to the tune of 50 lakhs, 1 crore, 2 crores, 10 crores, the first preference is to get a company which is multinational. So the attitude thankfully has changed. They recognize IT, but not the IT contribution of homegrown companies.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not bitter about it, but I've seen people who are bitter about it. My focus is anyways not there.
So I have a different point of view, because we have been working for government departments for more than 3 years now. So I think the attitude has changed, but the change in attitude needs to be started at the lowest level. The people who are the interface of your department,
Okay.
not the people who are dealing with public. Most of the IS officers or at the top level management, they recognize IT services. So even Government of India has rolled out its national e-governance plan. So definitely, the lower strata of the companies, they are taking part of it, and they are using this opportunity. But yes, here comes the your business ethics. Because everybody is looking something for themselves.
Certainly.
So you talked about Punjab Infotech would be looking for a bigger company. That may be because they are looking at the end product delivery. But they might not be too comfortable.
By all means. So I don't disagree with you. I don't dispute it. We as a small organization of 80 people are not willing to take that risk right now.
So I was just going to ask you this question: how do you go about defining your market?
You see, one is that these international fairs, they help a lot. When you target people there, so we've been attending such fairs over the last 12 years. We've participated a couple of times as well. So that has been a single most. Once you get some basic group of clients, a lot of business also comes from reference. And our specific customer base is small and medium companies, because the bigger companies will go to TCS or Wipro. The smaller companies, sometimes their project size is not worth the attention Wipro gives them, or even if it gives them, they are not flexible in terms of giving them suitable manpower or the timings that they demand.
So these experience in your life, rather times the people at your path, they always give some punchline in their life, which motivates another sort of punchline. No? Do you have any?
Faith.
Okay.
I think you need to have faith, whether in yourself or your team or God, because once you go ahead, then for an entrepreneur to go back rather than going ahead, that faith in yourself or God is something that has to be there, and that's my key.
That is basically the reason for motivation.
Yes.
Sir, from your student as from bachelor's and then your physics honors and from MCA, the thing you have done something except studies in these years. So to proceed as an entrepreneur, or you was knowing that you will be having a vision of this, you will be going in this direction?
I frankly had no idea that I would be an entrepreneur. It was after 8 years of working or job that when this opportunity came my way, I thought, why not? People do acquire skills for that. I realized that my experience and the education that I had by that time, at least I did not have to acquire new skills for going into it. I had done MBA Finance, so accountability, budgeting, operational, costs. There were so many things as an entrepreneur that you are at sea. Fortunately, I had these skills at that time. So when the time came, I did not say no.
And when you will be thinking that in your bachelor's, if you are being, as I am doing engineering, electronic communication, I'm still now I'm not able to understand C++ and other things as we are doing in first year. So I'm not having any interest towards IT. And you said you are going to MCA. You was not interested. Still you are being to.
Absolutely. I was fortunate compared to an engineer that MCA is more about applications. So when you say application, it is the way it has to be applied in different parts of an organization. So that probably made it less tough compared to electronics engineering, where I remember I could not make head or tail out of digital electronics or nuclear physics or solid state physics, and I was thankful of getting out of physics honors. So, but world is there are so many avenues. You need to probably ask one or two mentors that where this will lead you. I'm sure people would be there with the right technical background as electronics engineers to guide you.
Still life still continuing on daily basis.
Oh yes, it does, absolutely.
And basically, like scientist, I'm a scientist from a PhD in biochemistry. Fortunately, I'm trying to learn IT.
Absolutely.
We have more questions coming.
So, as a company, what do you think as a new startup should invest in, products or services?
It has to be your decision. Nobody can take this decision for you. You can take a whole lot of guidance from anyone in this world, but finally the decision has to be yours, because then you have to take responsibility for your action and for your team's actions.
But your company does both,
What?
products as well as.
We are not doing products, but we are beginning to get into that. So far it has all been customized product development for clients.
Free services.
Yes, but from this year onwards, we have identified 2 or 3 areas, and by next 2 years, we would be into some small little product that would be there basically for European market.
I see a lot of energy in you. What keeps you driving?
I said some passions you need to have. For me, British Library is one passion which I would be carrying with me today. Besides this, there are 3 or 4 areas which when I go out, I do think about these besides IT. When I am in Sector 17, I look for the latest music collection in Deepak Radios. I look for the latest book, which is actually published today in the world. May not be available in English bookshop today. It is Empire of the Mughals, the ruler of the world. The third in the series of, by Alex Rutherford. So I was keenly waiting for that for last 2 months. So books, music, and then 3 games that I have played throughout my life. One is badminton, second is table tennis, and now newly acquired golf.
And one is the bike.
Oh yeah, I still keep my mobile with me, which is a ESD motorcycle, and so that I look forward to Sundays because I know I'm going to be driving that.
That's great.
See, any one reason which you think Chandigarh entrepreneurs have not really outgrown or really reached the level where Chandigarh has made a mark on the place to be in for entrepreneurs.
Very valid point. Chandigarh has been a laid-back city, and therefore people have been very laid-back. But quality of life, considering that people have come back, and it is the people who have come back who are changing the shape of things, like people there. But you are right, homegrown entrepreneurs have been very laid back because the whole city has been very peaceful and laid back, unlike probably Delhi or Bangalore where competition is much stiffer.
And moreover, you're not able to even get bigger companies attracted to this place. No doubt that
You see, there are many things. There are so many things. One of the biggest factor for Bangalore has been Texas Instruments. Supposing we had Texas Instruments in '82, then situational things
And government plays a lot of
Government plays a lot, the leader plays a lot of role. I mean, Hyderabad has a change phase. Now that he's gone, even the catalyst motion is still on. People are still going there.
And that's your greater thing.
Absolutely right.
So you said the role of the mentor in the life, the guidelines of to choose a mentor or who should be a mentor.
Again, that has to be your decision. That has to be your decision. Whosoever you think has achieved something in life, probably, and guide you, whether it is your spiritual guru or your professional senior or your team lead or your CEO or your some uncle, your father, whosoever.
So since I am also starting up in the IT field, I just wanted to know as to what would be the best strategies to say start for business development.
I think as a startup, your strategies would be defined by your first order that you get.
Absolutely.
Because that is very important.
That is the direction of the company.
Absolutely. The first order that you get may change the course of action that your company takes. And unless you get an order, you may define any strategy. It won't work.
Can you share some of your experience in the challenges that you must have faced when you started your venture, and what kept you going? Means obviously there are so many of setbacks and so many of heartbreaking things that happen when you go along.
See, you need a sounding board. If, like you said, I'm starting, I don't know who are in your team. We were fortunately a team of 3 professionals who came from diverse, all IT guys, but came from different diverse areas. I from a manufacturing company, IT setup, another from teaching and consultancy, an ex-IBM person, another from being in a software consultancy firm, and again an Aptech franchise holder. So a sounding board is something very important. What you think may or may not be right, like I mentioned, MBA taught me you are right, but the other person may not be wrong. So a sounding board is very important for you to share the difficulties, share the idea and how to get out of it. Number one, financial support apart, a strong backing of somebody who has a faith in you. For example, our chairman, when he gave us the go-ahead, when we knew that 6 months down the line we will be down, he said, okay, it's my problem. Just go ahead and do it. So all 3 of us worked our ass off, and then, those 6 months then never existed for us because we came out of it. So a sounding board is very important to share and take the inputs as to how to. So the team is very important. I have realized that team is very important in times of ups and downs to come out of everything. In your home, it is always your spouse, your father, your mother in any crisis. Similarly, in an organization. In hostels, it is the group of friends which keeps you going. And some of the best lessons of life, I think, you learn in hostel. एक तो वो घिया और दो ही खाने के जो नखरे हैं वो खत्म हो जाते हैं. You have to be independent. अपने कपड़े अपने आप धोने. Somebody gets sick. The kind of friendship and the kind of involvement you see in others, that face you've never seen when the guy is supporting you, helping you out, taking you to the doctor. अपने घर छोड़ने आ रहे हैं लड़के. So
session, and thank you for being here. Thank you, Mashvi.
thank you all.
And talk has been very. We open the floor for exchanging cards. You can know each other, and
And then I